Hello everybody, today's tutorial is one of 3 Illustrator tutorials I compacted. In these tutorials I will show you the various tools and functionalities Illustrator has to offer for you to create high quality architectural drawings. Illustrator is a professional design software made by Adobe. It allows you to create vector graphics, which are images that can be resized without losing the quality. Therefore, a perfect and suitable tool for architects. When you open Illustrator, first you have to select a layout or create a custom one. These are also called artboards. Basically, these are empty sheets where you will be working on. And once you have selected the one you want, this one will be displayed. You can also specify later and also create extra artboards if needed. You just need to go to the artboards pictogram on the right panel and a window will open. Here you can add more with the plus symbol below. And by doing double click on each artboard picto, a new window will open, and here you can also change the format. Let's take a look at the user interface. On the left you have the tools panel, above you have the control panel and menus, and on the right you have multiple panels like properties, layers and so on. In the middle you have the window document. Top right you can select what type of mode you want to work with. I suggest you to use the Essential, Classic mode or the Painting mode. To make architectural drawings in Illustrator, you should import line work from other programs like Rhino, SketchUp, ArchiCAD, either as DVG, DXF or Illustrator format. In this example I imported separate elements and I saved them in separate layers. For instance, the trees were circles, the buildings, the streets and green areas were closed polylines. And later, one by one, I gave them a color fill and I also changed the line type and the thickness. You see, the goal is always to find a clear readable composition of the many elements, like in this example. And for that you will have to try out things a lot, so be patient. You can also add and draw line work inside Illustrator. There are many tools for that, but I will always suggest you to import files as much as possible. Layers and groups are the way Illustrator organizes the information. Layers are containers and groups subcontainers. On the layer panel on the right you can turn the layers on and off and also lock and unlock them. I usually lock everything and only unlock the layers where I want to work with, and when I finish I lock everything again. Like in Rhino, I suggest you to get used to naming your layers and work in a very organized way, because otherwise it's super hard to get access to the elements you are looking for. So really, name your layers and organize them. A tool that I use a lot are the guides, but to see them first you have to activate the rulers. For that you have to go to the view menu, then select rulers, then you check show rulers, and now you see the rulers. And from then you can drag the vertical and horizontal guides. This will be saved in layers, so you can turn them on and off or delete them with the keyboard or by moving them to the ruler's position. Selecting. There are many ways. The easiest one is just go with the mouse and click in the objects, and by keeping Ctrl pressed you can add elements to the selection. You can select objects from the layer panel here, and when you see this extra circle, that means that the elements are selected. Another way is using the selection mode. For that you have to go to the top menu, select, then you can choose either same. This will select the similar objects, for example same fill color or same stroke color, like this. And even you can make selection by type of object, like the text type or the clipping mask type. You can also save selections, but don't forget to name them. Once you have selected something, then you could arrange it by doing right click and choose arrange. Then you see some choices. You can either bring forward or send to the back and so on. Remember that in the layers panel, the above objects always go in front in your artboard. So if you want to get easy access to something, just send it to the front and it will be appear on the top of all the other objects. In this example, I made a copy of the buildings, then I gave it a dark color fill, I displaced it a bit and I move it behind. So at the end I get this shadow. This can also be achieved by adding an effect, but unfortunately this won't be vectorized. So it's better to use, modify and arrange copies. To finish, let's see the clipping mask. This is a powerful tool that lets you hide parts of an image so that only certain areas are visible, kind of looking like through a shape window. So the way it works, it's like this. I'm going to place a grass texture in JPEG format. Now I look for a shape. Let's take this one. And now I'm going to select both, the shape and the texture. Then I do right click and I choose make clipping mask. So it looks like this. Now I could change the opacity mode to overlay, let's say, and I can also reduce the opacity, and so at the end the solid color looks more like a grass texture. So you can apply the same clipping mask concept for other parts of your drawing, not only for grass. You can also do it for concrete, water, and so on. That's it for today, and I hope you like this tutorial. If you find it very useful, please share it, like it, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you soon. I'm not gonna see you, I mean you see me.